Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is our second session for our AI product management webinar series on topic of evaluating GenAI products beyond accuracy with practical AI evaluation framework for product managers. I'm Abhinav Kasliwal, and today we are diving deep into one of the most critical and most misunderstood aspects of GenAI product management, which is evaluation. In our last session, we talked about building production-ready GenAI products. Today, we are going to focus more on how to evaluate whether your GenAI products are actually working. And here's the key insight: accuracy is not enough. I'll share the evaluation framework we use at Amazon to measure trust, usefulness, adoption, and business impact. All right, so let's get started. Here's what we'll cover today. We'll start by understanding why accuracy alone is a trap. Then I'll introduce the four dimensions of evaluation framework: just trust, usefulness, adoption, and business metrics. We'll dive into each dimensions with specific metrics and major strategies. I'll share hands-on framework you can implement immediately, and we'll look into the real example from GenAI products development and implementation. By the end, you will have a comprehensive evaluation toolkit. Okay, so let's start with the hard truth. Accuracy is a trap. I see product teams celebrate 95% accuracy like they have won, but accuracy measures model performance, not product success. And here is why accuracy fails as a product metric. It doesn't tell you if your users use your AI or trust your AI. It doesn't tell you if they will find it useful. It doesn't tell you if they will come back. And it doesn't tell you if it drives business value. Let me give you a real example. Imagine a chatbot with 95+% accuracy rate. That sounds great, right? No, it's wrong. What if it hallucinates confidently for 5% of the time, giving users completely wrong information? What if it takes 10 seconds or 15 seconds to respond and users give up? What if it gives you technically correct but not a useful answer? What if users just try it once and then abandon and never come back? And what if it costs more to run than it saves or the value it creates? You will have a high accuracy, but a failed product. And this is the accuracy trap I was talking about. And it's why we need a better evaluation framework. At Amazon, we evaluate GenAI products across four dimensions, as you can see on the screen: trust, usefulness, adoption, and business impact. Let me explain you need for all four. For trust, can users rely on AI? We measure hallucination rates, safety violation, bias detections, and source attributions. If users don't understand your AI, they won't use it, no matter how accurate it is. Second, usefulness. Does your AI solve user problem? We measure task completion, user satisfaction, time saved, and output quality. An AI can be trustworthy but useless if it doesn't help users accomplish their goals. Third, adoption. Are users engaging with your AI? We measure active users, engagement, frequency, feature discovery, and retention. You can have a great product, but no one use. Fourth, business impact. Does the AI drive business value? We measure cost per interaction, revenue influence, productivity gain, and support ticket reduction. If your AI costs more than it saves, it is not sustainable. Here's why you need all four. High trust plus low usefulness gives you a reliable but useless product. High usefulness plus low trust gives you something useful but risky. High trust and usefulness with a product, but low adoption means you build a great product, but then no one uses it. And even if you have all three, trust, usefulness, and adoption, negative ROI makes it unsustainable. So you need all four dimensions to succeed. Okay, so next slide, let's dive into trust evaluation and starting with hallucination. Hallucinations are when AI generates information that is factually incorrect or not supported by source documents. It states it confidently, but still hallucinates at the end of the day. So why do hallucinations matter so much? They erode user trust immediately. They can cause serious harm in legal, financial, or safety contexts. And users remember hallucinations more than the correct answers. One bad hallucination can destroy trust you spend months building. So how do we measure hallucination? Right? We can see on slide we use three approaches. First, automated detection through source attribution matching and fact checking against our knowledge base and consistency checks. Second is human evaluation in the loop through expert reviews, user reports, and red team testing. Third, like we track specific metrics, hallucination rates, severity, time to detection, and user impact. For reduction, we use several strategies. RAG or retrieval augmented generation ensures AI responses are grounded in source document. We require source attribution for every response. And we set confidence threshold and use human in the loop for high stakes decisions. So here's the real example. For our AI assistant companion for internal purposes, every response includes source attribution. So users can verify information. We show confidence scores for certain responses, and through human evaluations, we measure our hallucination rate, which is less than 2%. So that's still not zero, but no Gen AI is perfect. But it's low enough that user trust the system. So measuring is important. Okay. So trust also requires safety and fairness. Let's talk about how to evaluate both. For safety, we measure toxic content generation, harmful advice, privacy violations, and prompt injection vulnerabilities. We use automated toxicity detection, red team testing with adversarial prompts, and privacy scanning with security audits. We track safety violation rates, severity, time to detection, and user reports to be on top of it. Right? So that's safety. For bias, we measure demographic bias across gender, race, and age, as well as cultural and social economic bias. We use bias detection algorithms, diverse set of tests, fairness metrics, and human evaluation with diverse reviewers. We track bias scores, representation gaps, user feedback, and disparate impact. The key is continuous monitoring and mitigation. We use input and output filtering, diverse training data, bias correction techniques, and regular audits for making it happen. Safety and bias aren't one-time checks; they are ongoing commitment. So key message here. Okay. So in this slide, let's talk about usefulness. Does your AI actually helps users? Trust is necessary but not sufficient. Your AI also needs to help users actually in the real world. So we measure usefulness across four areas. First, task completion rate. What percentage of user intents are successfully resolved? How many turn it take to complete? What's the abandonment rate? We track all of this through intent classification, session analysis, and user surveys. right? Second is user satisfaction. We use thumbs up and thumbs down ratings, feedback, NPS as Promoter Score, customer satisfaction scores, and qualitative feedback. We build feedback mechanisms directly into the product, which sends issues to us directly, and conduct post interaction surveys. Third, time saved. How much faster can user complete the task using AI versus without? We measure this through time tracking, before and after studies, and user self reporting. Fourth is output quality. Are responses relevant, complete, and actionable? We use human evaluation rubrics, expert reviews, and user ratings for that. So here's an example from our workplace AI companion. So we built a product called a set of prompt libraries, and we measured 40% faster prompt creation. That's time saved. We saw 85% plus thumbs up rate. That's user satisfaction. We found 3 times higher engagement for manager specific prompt when we were diving deeper at the persona. So that's relevance. And we observed 2 times more retention for the users with community prompt access. So that's usefulness driving adoption. These metrics told us we were solving real problems for the real users. So in this slide, like you can have a trustworthy, useful AI, but that no one uses. So that's what we're going to talk about this slide. That's why adoption evaluation is critical. We measure adoption across 6 areas. First, active users. Track daily, weekly, monthly active users, plus daily active users to monthly active DAO to MAU ratios, which tells us stickiness. Second, engagement frequency. How many sessions per user? How many interactions per sessions? How much time they are spending? What features are they using? So that's engagement. Third, feature discovery. What percentage of the users discover key features? What percentage of the users uh, using these features take X amount of time, or how long does it take? What's the adoption rate for the new features? Things of that nature. Fourth is retention. This is the most important metric. We track day 1, day 7, day 30, day 90 days retention. We analyze cohort retention curves, churn rates, and resurrection rates. Fifth is growth. How are we acquiring new users? What's our viral coefficient? Is growth organic or paid? Well, in this case, not paid. And sixth, segmentation. We analyze power users versus casual users, adoption by persona, geographic distribution, and user distribution. So here is an example from our AI assistant companion that I was mentioning. So we thousands of users, uh, not quoting numbers, but showing scales in few months. We saw 85 plus percent returning user rate, showing retention, and delivered 5 plus features in 2 months with and major features in 2 months, showing feature velocity. And we achieved strong adoption across all corporate users, showing market penetration. These metrics told us that we have a product market fit as an indication from pilot to globally available. Finally, let's talk about the business impact. Even if your AI is trustworthy, useful, and adopted, it needs to drive business value. We measure business impact across 4 areas. That's like first is cost, second revenue, productivity, and efficiency. So the cost metrics, what is the cost per interaction? What are the infrastructure costs? What is the total cost of ownership? We optimize through smart model selection, token optimization, caching, and batch processing. Second is the revenue metric. How much revenue is influenced by AI? What's the impact of on conversion rates, average order value, or customer lifetime value? Third being productivity metrics. How much time are we saving per user? How many tasks are we automating? How many decisions are we accelerating? How many errors are we reducing? We calculate this as time save times, number of users times hourly rate, plus automated times cost per task. All right. So that's productivity calculation. Next is efficiency metric. Are we supporting the reduction in support tickets? Are we increasing self-service rates? Are we improving employees and customer satisfaction? We calculate ROI as business value minus total cost divided by total cost. Business value include revenue increase, cost savings, productivity gains, and satisfaction improvements. Total cost includes development infrastructure, maintenance, and training. So here's an example from B2B part of Amazon. For example, on purchase guardrails, budget management, things of that nature. So we generate several millions in annualized revenue and serve thousands of customers, business customers, and reduce their manual budget tracking by 80 plus percent and achieve positive ROI within 6 months and within 3 months. This all was powered by uh, helping users um, complete their task quickly and knowing the workflow, building tools slash budget on behalf of that. So that's business impact. All right. So now, once we have gone through all those pillars, like let me give you a practical framework that you can implement immediately. So 5 steps. Step 1, define success metric. In week 1, identify your top 3 metrics per dimension. Set baseline measurements and define realistic and stretch targets. Okay. Step 2, implement measurement. In weeks 2 to 4, approximately, build instrumentation into your product. Set up automated dashboard, establish human evaluation process, and create feedback mechanisms. Step 3 would be like pilot evaluation. In week 5 through 8, run a pilot with 50 to 100 users, collect quantitative and qualitative data, identify gaps, and iterate from the feedback. Step 4, continuous monitoring post-launch. Monitor safety and trust daily, track active users and engagement weekly, measure retention and business impact monthly, conduct comprehensive reviews quarterly. And step 5, iterate and improve. A/B test improvement, gathering user feedback, updating evaluation criteria as your product evolves, and sharing learnings across your organization. The key is establishing the right cadence, as you can notice here. Pre-launch, evaluate daily during development and weekly with stakeholders. Post-launch, monitor safety in real time, review adoption daily, dive into the feedback weekly, and conduct business reviews monthly. And on top of that, you can do strategic assessment quarterly, right? So that's a framework for you to follow. Of course, you can move few dates here and there, but a mental model on what it take you to launch a GenAI product in enterprise scale frameworks. So here is a comprehensive evaluation framework in action. Let me show how we establish this framework and AI assistance across company and an example of prompt library. For trust, we implemented source attribution for all prompts, community modernization, expert curation, and user reporting. Result was high trust and low safety incidents. For usefulness, we measure 40% faster prompt creation, 85 plus percent thumbs up rate, 3x uh, uh, higher engagement for manager prompts, qualitative feedback confirmed. It's a game changer for my workflow, and results clear value proposition was delivered. For adoption, we saw strong adoption from day one, 85 plus percent returning users, high feature discovery, and cross platform usage. The results were product market fit confirmed. And then business impact. We measured twice retention with community prompts, reduced time to productivity, decreased support tickets, and positive ROI within the first quarter. The results was sustainable business value, and here is what we learned. Pilot data drove launch decision, multiple dimension evaluation, got issues that accuracy alone would have missed. Continuous monitoring enable rapid iterations post-launch. And user feedback shaped our roadmap. For example, try something new integration came directly from pilot feedback, and this is comprehensive evaluation in action. So let's wrap up with your evaluation toolkit. One accuracy is not enough. So there are six of them, and I can't speak enough of it. Right? Measure trust, usefulness, adoption, this impact from day one. Two, trust required multiple metrics. Track hallucinations, safety, bias through automated detection and human evaluation. Monitor continuously. Three, usefulness drive adoption. Measure task completion satisfaction and time saved. Build feedback mechanisms within your product. Four, adoption metrics tells the truth. Track active users, engagement, and retention. Analyze cohort, retention curves, and then segment by personas. Five, business impact justifies an investment. Calculate ROI, including productivity gains and cost savings. Measure continuously. And six, implement systematically. Define metrics, implement measurement, pilot, monitor, and iterate. These are evaluation frameworks that help you build successful GenAI products at enterprise in your company, in your startup or businesses that you are working with. And I hope they will work with you too, as we have seen that through iteration, through learning, and all practical implementation of GenAI products. So, wrapping up, thank you for joining me today. I hope this deep dive into evaluation framework has been valuable. Remember, evaluation is not one-time activity. It's an ongoing practice that separates successful GenAI products from the failed ones. In our next and final webinar, we will expose and explore designing AI agents for your products, including multi-agent orchestration and guardrails. I'd love to hear about your evaluations, experiences, and feel free to connect me with me on LinkedIn and share what's working for you. Thank you and see you next time. Have a good day. Happy product management.